501 Contractor Tips, a book that will help contractors make more money and live better lives.
Don't make assumptions. This is probably one of the worst things that we can do as people, let alone contractors, trying to start a business or trying to build a business. And I'm telling you this firsthand because this is what I've done my whole life and I still find myself doing it today. So if you are interested at all in having a successful business, you cannot assume anything. You need the facts. You can't assume that your workers don't like you. You can't assume that they're not doing a good job, doing the best that they can. You can't assume that your clients are mad at you, or they're not happy, they're not in a good mood, or what's wrong with them, Hey, these are assumptions that just kick us in the butt. When I was in school, my teacher wrote something on the chalkboard, and they took the word assume, and he split it up, and you have the word ass, A-S-S, and then you have the letter U, so you got ass you, and then you got me, so you got ass, you, me. And he kind of made a funny out of it. He said, whenever you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. And this isn't what you want, No assumptions. I'm telling you right now, even if you aren't a contractor and you're watching this video, if you don't make assumptions throughout your life, you're going to find that your life's going to be a little bit easier. Assumptions kind of fall into the category of judgment. And if you're a religious follower of almost any faith, I can't think of one religion that doesn't tell you somewhere in their holy book not to judge people. And that's what we're doing when we're making an assumption. Except most of the time we're not right. Just the other day I made an assumption about someone. Again, this is less than a week ago. I assumed that someone was doing something and they weren't, or at least I couldn't prove it. But the way I presented it wasn't healthy for me and them. And there aren't any bad feelings. And the reason for this is because I do it all the time. I'm trying to quit. Hey, it's one of the worst habits I think most people have is we assume something about somebody. In construction, you're going to find that if you assume things, hey, wait a minute, I'm assuming that I'm giving someone a high price. I'm assuming that I should lower my price for whatever reason. I better lower my price so I can get the job. That's an assumption. I don't know how many jobs I've lost because I assumed I needed to do something instead of doing something else. Don't assume. Don't make assumptions. Do not make assumptions. If you got to write it down 50 times, do whatever. And if you figure out a better way, something that works, I'd love to hear from you because I've had a problem with it my whole life. Assuming things and think about it. Think about how much grief and stress you've had in your life from assuming and then acting on it. Make an assumption about someone and then the words come out of your mouth and then pretty soon you're kind of in a predicament. So again, just give this some thought. That's what these videos are about anyway. I'm not trying to tell you that you have to do something to be successful. I'm just trying to give you ideas and tips. That's what the book is. 501 Contractor Tips. It's not 501 Contractor Facts. They're tips. Think about it. If it makes sense, implement them. Put these things into action.
Feel free to visit some of our websites if you're looking for more information on home building, construction, remodeling, and even a little personal development.